I reached out today and hadn't heard from her, so I don't know if she's coming or not. So I'm gonna give her 5 or 6 minutes. What's up, man? How are you? David and George, Military Company. What's going on? Um, so we're gonna give her 5, 10 minutes, and if she doesn't get on, I'm getting out of here. um, the move is crazy. Um, oh, that's right. How? I'm sure it's no better um, um, than the news. Are there fires still out? You got smoke, Jeff? And I think Jeff, you're in the LA area, right? What's up, Rance Gary? Um, so at Blisswood Shop, what's up? Yeah, the fires, the wind changed. Okay. Okay. 6 months from the coast. All right. Jesus. Wait a minute, man. We had smoke all the way over in Maine the other day. Crazy. Hope everyone on the coast is safe. Wow. Um, yeah, my shop is a little chilly now. Ah, wow. Um, so I think it's 6:03. I think at 6:08, I'm gonna call it a blow off, a stand up. Um, then uh, it is. Um, so um, can you tell me the difference in woodworker and J cabinet maker and furniture maker? Um, First, a cabinet maker is make cabinets, deals with PDF, plywood, veneers. A woodworker just works with wood, nothing in particular. And a furniture maker is usually someone um, with a specific thing in mind, possibly trained. Possibly. Um, I'm not formally trained. So there are different specific things that people work on. What's up, Black Panther? Okay, so we're waiting on Ashley Marie Designs, who's a soap maker, and I'm gonna say maybe I'm stood up. Yeah. Um, no word from her. uh, um, yeah, they are a little bit different. What's up, Kingfisher? How you doing? Why? What's up? Um, I'm just chilling, waiting on Ashley, who doesn't seem like she's gonna come. Um, I ain't mad. Had I known, I'd be home by now. But I signed up to do this, so I got to take the chance. Um, is anybody doing anything good for the weekend? Stitch and Turn, James, what's up? You know what? Stitch and Turn, hop on. Let's talk for a bit. Yeah, you. I've been stood up, so we're going to kill a little time. Yeah, this is definitely who it was. It's a little cool out. It's cooler in the morning. All right, so we're going to talk to Stitch and Turn. So this is impromptu.
How's it going?
What's up, my brother?
Oh, not too much, man.
How you
I
doing?
head out to my shop so I don't bother my wife. She still works during the daytime.
So where are you located?
San Antonio, Texas.
Okay. How's the heat there? How's the weather?
Hot as heck. Well, actually not too bad. Only about 90 degrees right now.
Okay. How long you been turning and stitching?
Well, kind of that's kind of a funny story. My wife bought my lathe for me as a birthday present in 2006. My first lathe, which was a little jet lathe. And my grandfather was a power carver. That's who I learned. That's who I learned woodworking from. And my drills had died. I used Dremel power drills at the time to carve, and she was going to buy me new drills, and then went to the Woodcraft, and the guy convinced her to buy me a lathe. And that's kind of how I got started in the lathe work. So, but in 2015, I started turning tools for people who do stitching work. So I make most of what I make are tools that stitchers use. That's why hence the name Stitch and Turn. My wife named the company. She thought it was kind of fun.
Okay. So are you in your shop right now?
Yeah, I am.
And everything is insulated because you have the AC going.
Damn right. It's hot in Texas.
That's more.
I installed a mini split here recently, but I had a small one in here that was kind of working, but I upgraded to a mini split because it's just too hot here. So yeah, I insulated I live in a house that's built in the 50s, and it's got a 1-car garage in it. So it's a small shop. It's 10 by 20. But it does the job. Yeah. It's small. For all the crap I've got in here, yeah, it's small.
Okay. So show us some of the tools you make.
See. Okay, hold on. Can we flip the camera around? There? That little button do that? Okay. These are what I've been making recently. This normally gets 6 holes drilled in the top. I just haven't done that. This is what they can look like when they come off the lathe. And then I'm making these big monstrosities, which they're 9 inches across, and they'll have 2 rows of holes in them. And they get it's what's called we call it a tool station. That's a tool block. That's a tool station. And so and then there's a lathe. It doesn't have I think this one might still have one of these has components in it. They're on a Lazy Susan, so they so they turn around. You can see on the bottom, I put a Lazy Susan there, and then they can spin them when the person who bought that one already has a block. This is a new product for me. We've had these out pretty much since I started, the little blocks.
Okay. So those holes at the top, do they put twine in them and you spin it and it braids it?
No, this is mostly a storage system for people who do stitching. It's where they put all of their scissors and stuff. I got one here that cracked on me after I drilled it out. So this one's dusty, but it's drilled out at least. See how that one's got all the holes in it? This is just a big storage system for tools. Actually, that one actually has the system, but it cracked on me, and I just didn't. I didn't make it. I didn't put it back into being a system. And so that's kind of that's the main focus. That's like my biggest product are those guys. But I make all kinds of crazy little tools for people that do stitching work, laying tools, those tool storage stuff, an extendable magnet. There's so many. What
do they stitch?
Embroidery, needlepoint, cross stitch. Most of this is decorative. You people who do decorative stitching of some kind.
So how'd you get into this?
My wife, actually. My wife is she does, as a hobbyist, she does embroidery. Actually, if you saw my last post, was actually a picture of something that she did, because she just completed this Phoenix that she made that was all hand stitched, and it's going to be auctioned off for the local suicide prevention hotline to help raise money to support that. And it was, God, like I said, well, about 2013, a friend of hers runs a seminar for stitchers, and my wife got invited because she's in the tech industry to come help run their website and some of the stuff that they were doing on that. And I got invited to tag along, and a lady showed me while I was there, I was looking, watching some of the ladies do their work, and she showed me this little wooden tool it's called a laying tool, and she was concerned because the guy that made it wasn't making them anymore, and she didn't know if he passed on or if he just wasn't able to do it anymore. And she was concerned that if she broke this tool, how would she get another one? And it kind of stuck with me. The next year, I played with some designs, and the next year my wife went back to that same seminar, and I sent her with about 25 of them. I said, here, let people play with them. Tell me what they think. You can sell them for this, whatever. I thought she might sell 2 or 3, maybe 5 if it was a good day, whatever. And then, I really wanted feedback more than anything else. She came back with 3 of them. And They said everybody loved them and all this stuff. And then the next year she was going to go back to that. And about 2 months before she did, the lady that runs it called me up and said, the guy that normally does that has a booth during their vendor night wasn't going to be able to be there this year, who does really fancy laying tools at the time. And would I like to show? And I'm like, sure. I had done craft shows with my grandfather, so I knew what, I kind of knew what you had to be like and do all that stuff. Man, I was scared to death. And, because by the time it was done, I had about $350 invested in materials and all this stuff to get into it. And man, if I just broke even, I would have been happy. And it did well, and it's become my full-time business. I quit my job.
Wow.
I quit. I was a manager for a retail for a restaurant food supply store, and got into being a full-time, because this had gotten so much that my business was too, I couldn't spend enough time doing this because I was working 60 plus hours in my normal job. And
you had to mind your business.
Business is decent. It's not fantastic. I mean, I could definitely do more business, but I don't know if you can see that. There's only 3 fingers there. I had an accident this year and had to have an amputation.
Yikes, sorry about that.
It is. I can't blame anybody but myself. I mean, it is what it is. It's one of those things you do. It's the nature of the beast, and I have a beautiful shop now because of it. But table saw accident. I sawed through the second joint of my finger, right there, on my left hand, and so because of it, I'm just now being able to get back into the shop about 3 weeks ago. I've been able to get back. It happened April 20th.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you're well.
Oh yeah, and actually, the crazy thing is being that I am who I am, and the industry that I work in, the ladies that I do work for, one of the ladies had posted one of those big, monstrosities on a needlepoint Facebook group, and I was a week and a half out of the hospital from the amputation, and I had 12 orders for those things already. And so I've got work. I'm busy as I could possibly want to be right now. So I'm not complaining.
Right.
It's I would have liked to. I lost. We normally sell a lot I sell a lot online, but I also sell a lot at all the embroidery seminars and conventions and stuff. Well, all the big national conventions were shut down because of COVID. So I was going to lose a lot of business that way, but it's the year even has been fair enough. Not great, but okay. Sorry, my bald head's got a bad glare. I'm trying to find a spot in my shop that's not too bright.
So someone just said that we're breaking up, but you're good to me.
Okay.
Does everyone see us and hear us?
So that should be all right. There's
Yeah,
a
you're good.
regulator right across right through that wall. So I know I'm not out of range.
You're good.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate it.
what kind of lathe do you have?
I have the Laguna 2436.
Okay.
Big.
All right.
I do a lot of small work on a very large lathe. It's a they're 3-horse monster. Great lathe. I can't complain about that, man. It's got enough power to do everything I need. You can do small stuff on a big lathe. You can't do big stuff on a small lathe.
Amen
And so,
to that.
it's a great lathe. I cannot complain about it.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we're just checking in.
No problem.
I'm gonna get off with you, and first, Jeff, do you want to get on? And next will be Miller Turnery Company. So all right, my brother, I appreciate you.
Thank you. No, thank you. Let me chat, man. Not a problem.
Absolutely. And thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you.
All right, man.
Have a good one.
All right.
All right. So we have Jeff. Do you want to hop on? It's your call. If not you, then it's Miller Turnery Company. Okay. So whoever sends the request in, we do it that way. Send it in. You have to request it. So we're just gonna bring people on and off, get to know some folk. It's a request. You have to request to be on. Um, it should be at the top of your screen. Oh, computer won't do it. Um, so military, look at the top of the screen, scroll up, and it should say request. Infinity Woodworks, what's up? Swirl Furniture, what's up? Jenny JK87, what's up? Fluffy Dog, what's up? Fab, what's up? Oh, got it. I got it. So Jeff went through. So military, you're next. Waiting for Jeff to come in. So Jeff, it says it's waiting on you. So Miller Turner, you're next. It says you're unable to join. Let's try this again. Just sent you a request. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
So, what's up with the weather in Cali right now? You're in LA. You said 6 miles from.
Yeah, I'm about 6 miles from the beach. I'm in Gardena.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you got.
So where I am, I'm more west, so that the wind blows from it's an onshore flow, so it blows toward the east, and we don't normally get the smoke because it doesn't come in this direction, unless it's blowing south, and then it brings all the smoke from up north, and we get some smoke from the mountains around here that are on fire.
Wow. And it's still burning.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's still burning.
What
We
is
just
that
heard.
like, dude?
I'm sorry.
What is that like? Do people just get up and go to work just like it's raining out? Like just like a regular day?
Yeah, for the most part, because it's there's not as much activity up in the mountains anyway, compared to in the city. So in the city, you still go to work. I mean, for me, I work from home because of COVID. But yeah, it's still you pretty much do things normally, except for now, instead of wearing just a mask, you might go ahead and wear an N95 mask because it's pretty nasty.
Got to step up your mask game.
Yeah.
So how long have you been turning?
Since I guess about 2006.
2006. Okay.
Yeah.
And how'd you get into turning?
I watched Norm Abram on this old house in the New Yankee Workshop, and of course, he had all the tools.
Right.
So when I saw turning, it was cool seeing him making table legs and stuff like that. But then when he started making a bowl, I was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. So that was pretty cool, and I always wanted to do it from there. And then from then, I got a small lathe. Well, my actually bought me a small lathe, and I was like, okay, no, that's too small. So I went back and got a big one, and then that one, it was a Craftsman lathe, and I was like, oh, it's okay. But then that one stopped working, and while I was waiting for the motor to come to exchange it, I just went and got another lathe. So now I have a Nova DVR,
Okay.
and
All
it's
right.
nice.
All right. So how often do you turn?
Not much lately, and it's just mostly just being busy with other stuff. But I was trying to start another business that had nothing to do with turning, and now because of COVID, I couldn't open. So that was taking up a lot of time just getting prepared to open.
So what
So
what
not as
what
much
business
training.
were you trying to start?
An outdoor movie theater. Yeah, so like in New York, New York has more outdoor movies than any place else in the United States.
Oh, you know why, right?
No, why?
Because they're set up in a park on one night. It's not constant.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now you talking about drive-ins.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the same thing you're talking about, where it's set up, either a temporary situation, or in my case, it had been more of a permanent situation, at least permanent throughout the summer. I go to a place. I'm completely mobile, but I could go to a place and I could set up, and I could be there for 5, 6 months, at best. But that was one of the problems, is finding a location, especially here in LA. Super tough. Super tough.
Yeah. There's no other. I mean, unless you go in a park, you need permits and all kind of other, which
Well, it's
there's nowhere to go.
there's some issues with some of the parks.
What
We
about the
have.
stadium parking lot?
I'm sorry.
What about a stadium parking lot?
Yeah, that could work too. It's just a matter of whether or not they're using the stadium. Because if I'm there, I want to be there for. I'm going to try to make the longest deal I can. Uh, so
Oh.
so land is an issue. You want to make the longest deal you can, so it'll be cheaper for you, as opposed to having to go back and forth. The whole moving process, uh, it takes some time and it takes some money. So if I can stay in a place a whole summer, I'm good. If I have to move, then I have to incur all that moving costs each time. Even though I'm mobile, I have things like, for instance, you're going to be outside. So I put down AstroTurf and stuff like that. So you don't want to keep picking that up and moving it around. It costs money. You got to buy a truck, get a truck and all that stuff.
What about just sitting in the car?
No. You're talking driving stuff. That's a whole different thing. It's also tough to make money with that because number one, you got to buy more land or lease more land. So you're automatically paying more for that. And because of COVID, you have to have them socially distanced. So that's less people that you can bring. You can bring in exactly half of that. So it's like
COVID.
Yeah, it's tough. Unless you already own the land, it's tough to really make money at it.
Okay. All right. So are you still going to do that?
A lot of outdoor theater companies are doing, we're thinking about the same thing. And then they start realizing that's going to cost too much money. You're not going to make as much money as you really need to.
So are you still going to do this or is this not feasible?
It's becoming not feasible. I've been trying to do it for a while. And now we came down to this year. I was like, hey, all right, I'm going to be able to do this. And then COVID hit, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. What do you mean?
Another reason why you can't do it.
Everybody has to stay home starting in the springtime. Like,
that might be a sign.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I think I'm done.
All right. So when was the last time you turned?
Last time I turned, I'd say about 2-3 months ago.
You got anything you can show us?
Yeah. A couple pieces that are kind of done and almost done. Let's see. I got this. Sorry. All right, I got just a couple of small pieces that are right here.
It's all good.
This one.
What kind of wood is that?
This is juniper.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very
I
nice.
like cream juniper. It's nice and fragrant. Let's see. This one, not completely done. This is just going to be a nut bowl for me.
Okay.
So I haven't finished the bottom of it yet. But
all right.
Yeah, have the center up a little so the nuts fall to the side so you can pick them up easier.
Got it.
Got, a little bit of design feature.
Okay.
This is just it's going to be an ornament. I've already hollowed it out.
What kind of wood is that?
This, I don't know. It's a burl, but I'm not sure. I think it's a maple.
Okay, I don't know, but it's nice.
I think so. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah, not really much else in here.
It's all good.
Yeah.
This is light fare.
Hmm.
So this is light fare. We're hanging out. No pressure.
Oh yeah. I take you out in the garage, but it's a mess.
And this is impromptu, informal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right then. I guess that's it, brother. I'm just checking in, saying hello.
All right.
I appreciate you hopping on.
All right, man.
All right, brother.
See you later.
Have a good weekend.
All right, you too.
Hello. So we said Miller Turner Company. Did you figure that out? I don't know if you're still on, but if you are, let me know. Let me see. All right. I sent you a request. Not sure if you're still on. Ah, and there is. What's up?
What's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
I'm all right, dude.
Now, where are you?
I'm in Thomaston, Maine, so mid coast.
Okay, and you said you were getting smoke?
Yeah, dude. We had this crazy. It was like, in the middle of summer, you got a really hazy, humid day.
Uh-huh.
It was like that, but it was just like this smoke overhang. It was nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Now,
bizarre.
you are a Turner.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Newly. Yeah.
How long have you been turning?
Since May.
Since May.
Yeah, since May. Like I had turned a couple times previously, but like a bat when I was 12, you know?
So why'd you get into turning?
Um, I just had interest in it, and my family got me a lathe for my birthday in April, and just took off. And like I'm now a stay-at-home dad because of COVID, so it seemed good.
So what are you doing? What's your regular job?
I was a chef or cook for most of my life, and then a chef, um, and then a brief stint as a carpenter, and then COVID. When I have twin girls, and when they were born, I was like, all right, kitchens are no more for me, you know. Um,
What kind
and
of
now
food?
I'm going to take a go at this as soon as I start getting more time.
What kind of food did you cook?
Kind of an eclectic fine dining thing. I cooked in Boston for 3 years in fine dining places. And then my family opened a restaurant that I was kind of pushing too hard in a fry shack and doing like, you know, tiny raw fish appetizers with foams and, you know, all this madness and just like way overshooting making myself insane. Really. I
Right.
was just like running
Bro-
too hard after something that wasn't there.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like Maine's ready for that.
Yeah, it's kind of half and half. It's a weird state. It's half and half about everything. You know, some people are like really into it, really artsy, really food friendly, whatever. And then some people you season salt and pepper, and they're like, "That's awful spicy, isn't it?" And you're like, "All right, well, let's try the cheeseburger."
See, that's what I think of when I think of Maine.
What do you think of? Oh, Maine, yeah,
Yeah.
lobster
Not
rolls and burgers.
yeah, not much in the flavors. Just keep it
You
simple.
know, it's so weird because there's a huge breadth of this like unbelievable product that resides here. Like there was a couple dishes where I would like run out to the beach where the restaurant was and like pick wild edibles and run back in, finish the plate, send it out. Um, it's just like amazing food here, but you're right, it's not ready for it.
That's what it is.
Yeah, man.
It's people like what they like.
Yeah, true. And like, it's funny because with food, I've cooked more than you potentially, but you have every bit as much experience eating as I do. So who's to say I'm right being arrogant about some cured salmon with buttermilk snow on top of it? You know what I mean?
Buttermilk snow.
Yeah, dude, it was
Um,
it was hard to make.
yeah. Um, sounds cool though.
Yeah.
So, when you cooking, was there a big connection to the ocean, to the seafood?
Yeah, I think so. I grew up here and I've spent most of my life on the coast. And you know, when you're a young cook and you get to like get scallops in the wintertime and you put a little salt on them and they wriggle because they're that fresh, like there's this like set point on like there isn't anything more beautiful than that. You know what I mean? Like as far as finding the balance between overcrafting something and undercrafting something, if you can start with fish here, it's just like it's amazing, you know. It's a really
Now,
beautiful thing.
what about farming and vegetables?
You mean as far as like culturally here?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's big. We just have a short season. You know, we got
that's right.
a pretty hard frost most of the year. Not most of the
That's
year,
right.
um, but I'll I'll tell you, like one of the places I cooked at in Boston when I was like 23 was top 50 in the country, and I've had baby carrots here that smoke anything we ever had in that kitchen. You know what I mean? Just like little things that were cared for well. Um, that there's nothing more beautiful than that. You know.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So, where do you want to go with turning?
Um. Haven't gotten there yet. I guess just further. I want to perfect it. My whole thing when I was cooking was that you're chasing this unattainable perfection that you want to present and share with somebody that you don't know, right? And so I think that it's the same thing when you're cutting wood, even if you're doing some simple trim work, you know what I mean? When you can always cut better, even if it's something simple and dumb. So like with a bowl, you know, those sight lines and the bevel into the base of the bowl and just the overall form of it, you're never going to be perfect at it. But you always have something to chase. And so I think more than financial security of having some slightly more income than we do right now, you know, just running after being the best that I can be at it, just always important to me.
So who inspires you as a turner?
Oh man, I mean, Perry Shaw has been, dude, he's awesome. And he's been so great. He's answered every single dumb question with grace and no abuse whatsoever.
Good, he's a good dude. That's why I call him the mayor.
Yeah, he's the mayor of Turntown, man, for sure. TPJ Woodworks,
Yep.
I think that's his handle on Instagram.
Yep,
His
the
stuff
kid in Tennessee.
Yeah. His stuff's gorgeous. Jan Moreau is a French guy, I think.
He's coming on.
Is he really?
Yep.
Dude, I'll be excited to watch that one. His stuff is just, I mean, talk about form as king. You know what I mean? That's just something else. Completely something else.
So have you trained with anyone, taken any lessons?
I haven't. I got to add one more person, Arakawa Turning. He's also been unbelievable about answering dumb questions. So I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No. Listen, that's what this is. If there's anyone else, shoot them out. Mention them.
Off the top of my head, under the gun, no. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous as hell, man.
Just a chat, man. That's just a chat. Okay, so do you feel comfortable showing us any of your turning? Or
yeah. When you asked the last guy, I definitely went and grabbed some stuff while I was waiting.
All right, cool.
I finished this last night. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not like, I can't see my own camera.
Yep,
So that's
good. That's pretty good. I like
share.
Yeah.
I just put some walrus oil on that last night.
Nice.
And then, so one of the things that happened, I had a Jet 1015 and was turning stuff that was way too big for it. And so the frame started to rot on my Jeep. And so I sold my Jeep and I bought a Laguna 1836.
Oh my God.
Pretty bad decision, but that's how I did it. So this was the first thing I turned on the Laguna.
Very nice.
It's like a 3-footed maple natural edge crotch bowl. And that's the most recent
Sweet.
large piece that I've done.
Now, what kind of wood is that?
That's maple, and I'm still learning about IDing, so I don't know if it's sugar maple. It's funny because that's maple too, but this was sitting in my parents' backyard for a couple years.
Let me see the bigger one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may be sugar.
It's hard to that's one of the craziest things about this is learning wood it's a big world, man.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, that's it's like
the more you do it,
people that can sorry, go ahead.
The more you do it, the better you become at it, the easier it be.
Yeah. No, I definitely am learning about it. I have a couple arborist friends, and so that's really helpful. Because I can text him a picture, and he'll be like, "Yeah, honey locust, you got it."
Exactly. And that's what you want to do. You want to learn to read the bark.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's going back to the cooking thing, which is sort of how I'm approaching all this. Is that if you can tell the difference between the dopest carrot that ever carroted and just a horse carrot, you know what I mean? Then you're going to be a better cook. So if I can tell the difference between a piece of wood that's going to have a giant bug hole in it, then I think I'll be doing better, you know?
Yeah. He asked, are you in the wood turning club?
I'm not. I got to get on the stick with that.
Yeah, those guys are helpful as well.
Yeah. This is the community of woodworkers just like on Instagram that I found so far. Everybody's so cool. And just super open to tell you anything. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't happen in the food world, doesn't happen in the photography world,
Yes.
you know?
I mean, it's from what I know, wood turners are the best at sharing and caring. The best.
Yeah.
What I'm also finding is that chair makers are just as.
Really?
So, yeah, chair makers share. There are some chair makers who share a lot of information and help each other.
Yeah. I think
Um,
that, you know, when you pick everybody else up around you, then you have to push harder next time because now they know what you knew yesterday. You know what I mean?
yep,
So it really pushes
you got
you
to
to,
keep pushing.
yeah,
Yep, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Um, Kingfisher, some stuff I can um, ID by smell. Some stuff I can't. Um, oak, walnut, maple, kinda. Um, yeah, a lot of it does have distinctive. As I'm starting to go through, I'm like, yeah, that has a smell, that has a smell, that has a smell. Yeah, so there's a lot of it that
You
has
ever
stuff.
smelled honeysuckle before?
No.
Dude, it smells like citronella and honey. It's the wildest thing. It's
Um,
it's probably not big enough for you to do your thing with.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I do a little turning.
Yeah? Do you really?
Yeah, yep.
Oh.
Um, the mesquite has a super distinct smell. Distinct smell. Okay, have you ever cut sassafras?
No, I haven't. I've cooked
Sassafras,
with it.
yeah, sassafras uh, smells like licorice.
Yeah. Yeah, I did
And
short ribs with sassafras.
and black birch. Black birch smells like tiger balm.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
All of these natural um, things go into the things that we use and consume on a daily basis.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's wild. We lose touch with that kind of thing. I hate to keep coming back to the food thing, but I mean, talk about losing touch with like
yeah,
with a skill that all people used to have.
right,
You know.
exactly.
Oh, and you're a vegan, right?
No, I'm a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan.
Vegetarian. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
vegan's a
next.
lot of work, man. It's a
It's a lot
lot
of
of
work. My
work.
best friend is a reformed chef, also that is a vegan now. So he's crushing it on the being able to cook for himself thing. But there's definitely, we were at a work site the other day. I was helping him with a roof, and he was like, "Yeah, we just run in there and grab me something." I was like, "What the f do you want me to grab?" I got him salsa and chips because I didn't know what else to do.
What you got to
He
read
was
the
like,
label. It
"What's
ain't
that?"
just. And if he's vegan, you got to read the label. You can't just grab regular salsa and chips.
I almost grabbed the wrong chips. They had milk powder. I forget. It was a dairy product of some kind, but they were
Yeah,
using it for.
something that shouldn't be in chips.
Yeah, I think they were using it to round out the sharpness from the citric acid. I'm gonna geek out. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna get off topic really bad.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's yeah, the food thing is very, very interesting
Mm,
and um, sometimes criminal when you think about what the government and the country has done to food to make it more appealing to
yeah,
us.
yeah. It's crazy. Like, um, one of the things I think that speaks to that is like if you feed somebody that's maybe even just a little bit adventurous, but like kind of down home American palate, if you feed them grass fed beef, they're like, oh, something's wrong with that. And it's like, no, that's what animal tastes like. Because you're eating an animal, dink. Not, you know what I mean? Like, you're not.
Yeah, I'm with you.
There's
I'm
this
with you.
chef, there's a chef from Sweden that said in his book that if you're willing to eat meat, then you should also be willing to go cut its throat yourself. And that should be the litmus test for whether you're allowed to eat meat or not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I agree with that personally.
Yeah. And I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's hard. It's hard taking a life like that, man.
It is.
It's
And that's what it is.
yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah. And I mean, if you don't show it respect, then you don't deserve it, I think. But
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm glad you can come out. I'm glad my wife didn't hear that. She'd be like, I'm not doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, my brother. I'm
Yeah, man.
gonna thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
I'm
thank you
gonna.
for having me, man.
It's a pleasure, and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
Really appreciate that, and I'm going to keep this on the page.
cool.
So thanks again, and good luck with the turning, and keep
Yeah, I
posting.
appreciate it. Yeah, I will. Good luck with your move, man. That looks stressful as all hell.
Whew, it is, but it's coming together. It was
Yeah,
hard. Um, it it was kind of one of those things, right, where I started this in April, and I'm talking to people, and it's all about overhead. And I'm thinking, I'm like, my bills are 30K a month. My yard is 5K a month. I need to move further out and get a cheaper yard
yeah,
because people don't need to come and see a million more feet of lumber. They just want to pick out a couple of things.
right, right. I mean, you could have like swatches, in a closet somewhere in the city.
Yeah,
You
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
I can have something other than this overhead that's
Yeah,
choking me every single month.
dude,
So
it's hard, and especially if you want to have like overhead and employees and overhead.
I got employees, yeah, and
Yeah,
it's. So I got a letter in the mail, not an email, a letter in the mail about this place that was available.
they didn't fax
Um,
it to you.
no, it was in the mail. So I go to see this place, man. I'm like, whoa. And it was once I didn't know that I was in a bad place until I saw a good place.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's an amazing feeling. That's
um,
an amazing feeling.
because I've been there for 8 years,
Right.
and I
When you
knew I
feel like,
wanted,
it's home, you get blind. You know what I mean? You're seeing the
yeah,
same.
get comfortable. Yep.
Yeah.
And I knew that I wasn't selling the amount of raw material that I needed to sell, wanted to sell. And I saw this place and I'm like, whoa, this is it. This is it. Do it now.
Right.
Because it's getting darker earlier and it's gonna get colder. So I don't want to be doing it when it gets dark at 5 o'clock, and I sure in the heck don't want to be doing it in the cold. So it's like,
No.
do it right now.
Well,
So that way,
you don't want to get hit with 6 inches of snow.
none of
And
that. None of
no.
that. None of that. I don't want none of that. So I decided to do it all now. And I can probably work until the new year to keep it organized, get it going. Then when January, February hit, just chill a little bit in the yard and go back in March.
Yeah. It's a good
That's
plan,
kind of
man.
the plan. Yeah.
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 And it's healthy to
Yeah.
take. This is not something I've ever been. It's healthy to take a break, especially to lose that kind of blindness of looking at the same, the same
Thing over and
thing.
over. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. So, all right, my brother. Have a great
Cool, man.
weekend.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you on Monday.